This is my biofuels project over ethanol. What are biofuels and specifically what is ethanol? Biofuels are fuels that are extracted from living organisms and are used for transportation, heating, energy sources, and a bunch of other things. These biofuels are renewable resources, so they're used as an alternative for fossil fuels since fossil fuels are non-renewable. Ethanol is C2H5OH, which is derived straight from corn, sugar cane, and other crops. So where's ethanol found? Ethanol sources are corn, crop residues, sugarcane, sugar beets, and some grasses, which then it can be turned into gasoline for vehicles, alcoholic beverages when extremely diluted, pharmaceutical preparations when dealing with like antibacterials, and you'll see it in your everyday lives with hand sanitizer. So how is it produced? Ethanol is directly extracted from corn, which goes through the process of photosynthesis, which is where sunlight, CO2, and water go through the plant to produce oxygen. And so once that plant is fully grown, it's created into a mash where then fermentation occurs. And through this fermentation, it's actually anaerobic, so it's in the absence of oxygen, and it's turned into a liquid. And then once it becomes a liquid, glycolysis helps convert it into ethanol. And if you want to turn it into gasoline, it goes through denaturation. So, what's the developmental status of ethanol? Ethanol is widely available and widely deployed. You'll see the usage of ethanol across some major countries like Brazil, China, and India, which are some of the largest producers and consumers of ethanol across the world. And it's also widely used in just the United States. The United States gasoline is made up of 98% ethanol, and you can see it in your everyday lives with hand sanitizer, which can be used across the whole entire world. So, what is the impact of ethanol on carbon footprint? It was thought that the carbon emissions from ethanol were worse than gasoline, but we found out this is not true. Today's ethanol carbon emissions are actually 46% lower than gasoline's carbon emissions, which means that it's better for the environment. And ways that we can help reduce the ethanol's carbon footprint is when we have a plant-based ethanol and we burn it, it reuses the CO2 that's already in the atmosphere instead of putting more into the atmosphere and hurting our environment. So, what is the economic impact from ethanol? Ethanol has played a massive role in the United States GDP, which is the US's total market value of goods and services produced. And with the desire and the need for ethanol, it supported many jobs over the years and provided lots of families with opportunities to work. And through that, it's created just a lot of money of income for the families that are working and the industries that are getting worked for. Um, just ethanol has played a great contribution to the economic strength and flexibility of our country. So communication about ethanol. There's many government programs out there that talk about ethanol, such as the Renewable Fuel Standard, which talks about the minimum volume of renewable fuel in transportation. There's the American Coalition for Ethanol, the Higher Blends Infrastructure Incentive Program, and all these programs just work to bring awareness to the usage of ethanol and the benefits that can come from implementing ethanol in our world. So, next steps and plans of action. I think that we should continue to promote the usage of ethanol, create more government programs that encourage the usage of ethanol, and just promote the goodness that can come from it. And I think we should focus more on plant-based ethanol so that we can start and continue to reuse the CO2 that's already in the atmosphere instead of putting more back into the environment. And I think we should strengthen the distribution across the whole world so it provides economic opportunities to everybody, and it just allows for more countries to get involved with such a powerful biofuel. Here are my citations. Thank you.